Yo, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's been ages since I dropped a video on this channel. In fact, I'm around. I've just been working behind the scenes. I'm just keeping it low, okay, and doing my own stuff behind the scenes. But today I decided to show up and surprise you guys with insane nuggets. I believe that you guys are doing well, and yeah, you might want to stick to the end of this video because I'll be sharing some serious stuff over here, some insane stuff which has to do with market structure and one of my advanced liquidity variant. Okay, so if you are new here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, so that you don't miss out on other future important videos like this one. Okay, so I'll be talking about two things here today. I'll be talking about something related to structure and then advanced liquidity. Okay, and I'm going to be using these two trades over here to teach you guys. Okay, and I hope that you're going to find some good value in whatever I'll be sharing with you today. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's step onto the chat and let's see what we have for today. All right, guys, so welcome back to the chat. Now, these trades we'll be talking about, one was from Monday, just this Monday, 6th May, okay, and then this one from Tuesday. Okay, these are all the trades I took today. Today is Wednesday. Okay, so these are the trades I took today, but I will not be talking about them. I'll just talk about just these two, because I believe that there is something good that you can learn from it. Now, don't worry, I'm going to show you my MT5 screenshots just as proof, okay, of these trees that I took. Okay, so real quick, how did we get in on these trees? Okay, so like I said, one is based on structure, one is based on structure plus my advanced liquidity, Asian session liquidity. Now, I think I have a video on my channel which talks about one of my variants, okay, and it is one of the most viewed videos on the channel. If you've not watched it, please go and watch, because that is what I'll be using to teach whatsoever that I did to catch this trade. Very simple stuff. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's start from the higher time frame. Now, always keep it simple, okay. So what do we have? So we have this beautiful low that created the high. Now somebody's going to ask, we have a lot of lows over here, why didn't you choose any of them when you're choosing this one? Very simple. We had this last high which created this last low, taking out. We have a beautiful fake out right in here, you push up. That is all. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, don't worry. If you're my student, you know what I'm talking about. I always tell you guys that a fake out would begin a new swing leg. That is how it is. Okay, so you can go and check it out. Okay, so that is it, as simple as that. So that is the last low over there. Just play inside that leg. That is all. So in there, like I always say, anytime you see a break or structure, mark a point of interest. That is all. So we have right in there my point of interest sitting there, boom, like this. Okay, so that's my point of interest. Now within that, you're gonna have these internal structures, boom. Okay, so simple stuff. You don't need to stress yourself like that. Okay, so to those of you asking where the break or structure came from, we have, like I said, this low that created the high, so we've broken. Okay, so your point of interest is there. So because I don't want to have so many colors on my screen, that is why I use the line over there to mark this, okay, nicely. So now the question is, how then do we look for our trades? Very simple. Once I've been able to spot what the H4 is saying, the only thing left for me is to go on to intraday time frames and start looking for my setups. Now I want you to watch something. Right on the intraday, we can begin to analyze what the internal structure is saying. It is always simple. Okay, so let's start from here. What do we have? Last low that created a high, taking out. Okay, so we have a low, push, create a high, push, taking out. Break or structure, retrace, we make a push to the top, break or structure right in there nicely. Okay, what do we have? We have a beautiful retracement. Okay, after the break, what do? We push. Then what happened? We broke to the downside. Now this break or structure over here means that the H4 leg wanted to what? To retrace. So if you remember, we had a point of interest mark here on H4, this one, this black line. Okay, so this break of structure that happened inside that within the intraday time frame means that price wants to come here. That is all. That is how the story is told. That is all. You don't need to stress yourself. Okay. So all what you're supposed to do is wait for price to push up, and then we can take that move to the downside. So how do we know where price is going to react? Okay, after this internal break of structure, how do we know where price is going to react? So you always hear me say this is one serious and simple rule that I use. After every break of structure, mark a point of interest. There is a point of interest, mark it. That is all. After every break of structure, there is a point of interest, mark it. That is all. Okay, so that is a point of interest. Now if you are wondering how I got this big point of interest, that would be a different story for another day, or better still, maybe I'll just keep it to my private students, because I have ways of marking my point of interest. Okay, but then another insane nugget that you can keep is after the break of structure, the first area as a possible point of interest to be the extreme of where the whole move started from. So if you're watching here, this is the extreme, but then I mark my point of interest right in there, right from here to the top. So that is it. And if you're watching, the price came in there nicely. So even if you watch somewhere in here, you realize that I started looking for trades over here is simply because I saw this. If you go on to like maybe M5, if you go on to M5, you're going to see this internal structure. We had price doing like a high that created a low, a high that created a low. So initially I was like, okay, price has come right into this guy, and so maybe we are ready to go. So you can see that we are inside this move. Okay, this is what I call a follow through break of structure. So we are inside this move. I was like, come on, let's shoot our shot, landing. Okay, so truth be told, this morning like this, I didn't get any trade because I was asleep. Even if I was awake, there was no way I'm gonna get this trade. No, because I don't take POIs from Asian highs and Asian lows. No, so no trade for me for like buys. But then the first trade I got in was this one, which ended up as a break even. Okay, but then I didn't cry. I just had to know that if London didn't give me the 4 that I was looking for, definitely New York is going to give me the 4. So what happened? We had a New York open nicely, and that is where price tapped into the point of interest, and then we started moving. So once price tapped into the point of interest, the only thing left for me is step onto lower time frames and look for your entries. As simple as that. Okay, so internal structure broken, point of interest defined, price comes into the point of interest, step onto lower time frames, look for your entries. So I step onto the M1 to look for my entries, but there was no entry confirmation for me. So if you're watching here, we had this beautiful one like this, break of structure. Everybody's looking for price to come here. Price never came in there. Personally, I was even expecting price to induce this high like this, then we drop. Okay, that is why I had a red line over there. I was expecting that inducement, then we can now look for the sales, but it didn't happen like that. Okay, so I had to pay attention and look at what price is saying. So if you're watching here, we had this high which created this low, this high which created this low. Now to those of you who have seen me doing this before, I want you guys to watch this again. Look at this high, take it to this low. How many pips? That's 10 pips. And then come for this high where the retracement started, take it to the low. How many pips? 9 pips. Okay, so that's about 1 pip shy, okay, of this first leg. Simple as that. So similar in size. So what do we look for? Your entry could have been right in there. You see that even if you were taking your entry on the M1, you would have been kissed, and then price would just move. But then I didn't want trouble, so I went on to M3, and that was where my entry was presented to me. M3 was looking very, very clean. You see, high, low, beautiful point of interest right in there. Price just taps in. Anybody who tells you that it has been mitigated, the person is not serious in life. This is not a true mitigation. True mitigations happen, always happens here. Okay, true mitigation always, they happen there. So that is where the mitigation happened, and that was my entry. And then there was a free fall. Okay, so that was my first entry. Drop. Okay, and where is my target? My target is to at least come to this low over here, because that is the target liquidity when price switched intent over here based off intraday. Apart from that, also we have Asian low over here, and then we can see that we have this POI over here close enough. Okay, so you realize that price didn't get to the low immediately on that Monday. So what happened? We had price stalling, and then Tuesday opened. So the moment I woke up on Tuesday, I knew that, oh, on Monday I was expecting price to get to this lows. Price didn't get there. Okay, so my intention is to look for a continuation of what price started doing yesterday and just continue. That is all. That is how you think. So sometimes price can start a move like yesterday and you just wake up the next morning, look for the continuation. As simple as that. Okay, so this leads me to the second trade over here, which is go back to intraday. Very, very simple. Now this is it. If you watch right in here, some people are going to mark this guy over here, but that is not my guy. This is not my point of interest. It is not valid, guys. It is not valid. I will show you why I'm telling you it's not valid. We don't take POIs from Asian highs or Asian lows. I don't care whatever you think, like, oh, but Louise, price respected this point of interest. I don't care. Okay, with my system, I don't take point of interest from Asian highs or Asian lows. So somebody's going to ask, then how did you get this trade? Because this trade looks like it's coming from this POI that you are rejecting. No, it's not coming from this POI. So I had two intentions where price could give me an entry. The first one was I would expect price to induce the Asian high like this. Then we can drop off. That's the first one. The second one is I can expect price to come to mid-Asia and do one of its things, that is induce the mid-Asia, then we can drop. Those who are my students knows what I'm talking about with this. We induce the mid-Asia nicely and then we drop. As simple as that. So this guy over here was an inducement of the mid-Asia, not tapping into this one. No, we didn't tap into that. If you watch it closely, we never tap, we just came closer. But the truth is we came to induce the mid-Asia. That was all. As simple as that. Okay, so even if you're watching here, you realize that I had some little cells in there. Okay, but these cells I took partials, 50% partials at this low. Why? I told you that in here when we broke this one, this is my first low that price should come to. Okay, so just to cater for this one, because this one I held full volume, so just to cater for everything, when I took these ones and this one, I had to take 50% off, so that in case price decide to pull up, I will just take it like that. Okay, so I took 50% off of this one, and then you can see what price did to me. Just hit my break even on all these trades, but that's okay. Once we have induced the mid-Asia, I can start looking for trades. As simple as that. That is all. And you watch the same stuff. Okay, so New York close, New York open close, push, induce mid-Asia, we drop. So now we can step onto lower time frames. M1. Okay, so that entry came from 1 minute time frame. So if you're watching here, you realize that I attempted a trade over here, which ended up as a loss. Okay, look at this trade over here, and look at what I did over here as well. I told you guys that I was looking for what? An inducement and then a drop. Okay, so what happened? I'm looking for an inducement, the same stuff, an inducement and a drop. Okay, simply because we have come to mid-Asia, but then unfortunately price had to induce the mid-Asia, then we drop. So I took an L over there. Simple. I mean, I'm not a, how do you call it, a god. No, I take losses as well. So I took a crazy loss over there. Then I decided to, take my time and watch what price is doing. So what happened over there? We came, induced mid-Asia. If you follow me closely, or if you're my student, you will realize that I call this 1, 2, 3 break or structure. This is what I call a range point of interest. A lot of people will be looking for their entry somewhere here or there or whatsoever. No, you will not be tagged in. If you are looking here, price will never tag you in, you see. But then this is a range point of interest, and that is where price tagged in nicely. That was my second entry. Simple. And what was the story that we picked from yesterday? Our story was to come to this point of interest. Actually, I got out here for 20 and then this one for 11, I think. Yeah, 11. As simple as that. Okay, so beautiful entry on M1. We begin to drop. I had this same setup on EU. Let me show you real quick on EU. I'll show you. EU was very, very painful. EU played with my feelings. I'm not gonna lie, like EU came back and took me out. It was super crazy. I never expected that. So this was my entry on EU. Okay, just like the GU one, but then EU just retraced. I didn't take this buy. I didn't take this buy. I took this buy and this sell, but not this one. So this was a missed entry. and I didn't take this one also because I was annoyed. So let me just clear them. I was just back testing these ones. So price just came back nicely and took me out on break even, full volume, just took me out on break even, and then dropped nicely. I was pained, I'm not gonna lie, I was pained. So this morning when I woke up, I just put in all my pain and everything on EU and GU. So you can see I have a lot of trades, this one, and then this last one over here. Okay, so these are also some good stuff that you can learn. You can just take your time and back test these two trees that I've taught you guys. Okay, so just in summary, let me just summarize everything. We had a beautiful H4 structure, a low that created a high, which left a point of interest over here after breaking structure to our left, and so we were expecting price to do what? Retrace to the downside. How did we know that price will retrace? It is simply because the intraday told us that, hey, we're going to retrace. How did I know? We had the intraday last low that was created over here broken. Okay, after the break, I am aware that, oh, price needs to what? Retrace. So what happened? Price first fulfilled the intraday story by completing the intraday retracement into certain point of interest, and then first entry came off from Monday after price tapping into that point of interest. First entry came off from Monday, and then right into Tuesday, because we already know what we are looking at. Our motive is, ask yourself where price is likely to react. In this case, we're expecting price to either induce the Asian high and drop, or induce the mid Asia, okay, or come into the, let's put it this way, come into the mid Asia, give us a reaction, then we take our trades. And then fortunately for us, we had price coming into the mid Asia, inducing the mid Asia, and then lower time frame gave us a beautiful confirmation, which gave us our second trade on Tuesday for 1:11 and a 5 pip stop loss all the way to that H4 point of interest. As simple as that. If you are wondering how I was looking for all these trades over here, this trade was supposed to be a swing trade anyway. I was looking forward to swing this trade to at least, I think, the point of interest. Yeah, somewhere. Where was this? It was here, if I'm not wrong. I think, yeah, I think it was here. I was looking forward to swing it like this. But I had to just close. I didn't want any trouble, so I just had to close. Tomorrow when I wake up, I'll start looking for what price will say to the top. That is all. As simple as that. It's simply because we have come into this H4 point of interest. We are still in there. So if I'm looking for buys, I'm not wrong. Like a retracement, just like this one. Retrace. Simple like that. Okay. So I believe that you found value in this video. Please, if you did, give this video a thumbs up, leave a like and a comment in the comment section. Okay, I'll see you in another episode with other insane nuggets that is going to transform your trading journey. So see you, have a peaceful week. Bye bye.